One of the top 10 commercials of 2012, according to Time magazine, begins with scenes of people waiting in line. In New York, 17 hours to go. In Los Angeles, 15 hours to go. And these excited iPhone users are bragging to each other about the benefits of their new product, the bigger screen, the access to the 4G network. Of course, as time wears on, this becomes less and less fun, and that's when they notice outside the line seemingly contented cell phone users doing cool things with their phones they'd never seen before, like tapping them together and automatically transferring video. Well, these now disgruntled line waiters come to realize that the Samsung Galaxy S3 is actually better than the iPhone. The commercial ends. The next big thing is already here. The next big thing is already here. That's our temptation, isn't it? That next big thing, so that we're never content. Come away from that loser's line. Come follow me. Buy my product. The things of this world are designed to become obsolete, to be thrown away, to be cast off, so that we can accumulate more and more. And I don't think the temptation is necessarily to idolize that phone, but the next big thing, that can be our trap. Always staying up to date gives us our status and meaning. That commercial has been watched online 17 million times, and I would argue that the sin of idolatry is the oldest, the most prevalent form of human sin. We hear from the prophet Isaiah today about this. They have no knowledge, those going about carrying wooden idols, praying to a God that cannot save. The Lord retorts, I am the Lord. There is no other. Do I rely on this thing, this next big thing, or on God? John the Baptist had a similar question for Jesus. Are you the next big thing or the big thing? Do we rely on you or on God? Jesus, understanding the stakes involved, pointed to his deeds, healing the lame, raising the dead. His was no slick and empty promise, but rather an offering of meaty and everlasting deeds of God. Jesus says, rely on me because I do what God does. We as Christians in Advent await Jesus' incarnation. But we can become so overwhelmed by those next big things, if not what we purchase, then what we do. This idolatry of busyness, the plans that we're always making and holding on to and longing for, whether it's our next class or book project, the next big job, the next sabbatical, retirement. What are these things we're holding on to and longing for? Instead of holding on to and longing for God. There's a restlessness here, a required movement, ingrained into our very selves. Slow down and stop. And know that the Lord is one, and there is no other. That is enough. For the good news, my sisters and brothers, is that the very best thing is already here. God has sent God's beloved Son into the world to live and die among us and to reconcile the world to God's self. In Jesus, the baby, the incarnate one. Jesus, the Messiah, the resurrected one. Jesus, the already present one, and the one who is to come.